All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harakakwadash. A double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS Great Millstone. And a sincere Shalom to you, I can bring out this word in diligence and in truth. Hey, now, I want to start off with this precept here in the book of Lamentation 3 and 22. And it reads, "It is of the Lord's, Yahweh Bashim Shai's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not," right? And I want to go into this word consumed, man, right? Because it's of his mercies, right? And when we go into this word mercies, 1 second, it says mercy. It says his goodness, his kindness, his faithfulness, right? His loving kindness, his mercy, his pity, right? That we're not consumed. H82, it's like H85, 52. It says to be destroyed, right? It's of his mercies that, hey, he doesn't destroy us due to what? Uncleanlessness, right? It says to be finished, to be consumed, to be destroyed, to come to an end, to be finished. Because what E is doing, accusing us before the Father, right? In every facet of life, he's making it to where Jake goes off, right? Whether that be the clothes that we wear, understanding that the scriptures tell us our clothes that we wear are only supposed to be of one fabric. When you're wearing a shirt of cotton, of polyester, 80% cotton, 20% polyester, that's you going off according to the law. That's you sinning according to the law, right? So if he still held us to the standard of the law, then guess what? We would be finished. So all Jake trying to basically hold up to that standard by saying, oh no, it's about the fringes, about the law, it's the law, it's the law. Hey, well, you don't understand that you holding yourself to the law means you have to hold yourself to the whole law. And breaking one, you're guilty of all, as the scripture says. Right? But Yahweh Shemel Shai has us in a period of mercy and grace. Right? Which we hold the law according to our faith. But we understand that guess what? You can't perfect the law here. Right? And for example, food itself, it says insect-based ingredient cleared for EU foods. UV treated mealworm powder can be added to bread, cheese, pasta, and other food products under new regulation. So here it is, right? E puts it out there, oh, this food is going to be starting, the regulation is going to take effect on February 10th. Now, we understand, as the scriptures say, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. It's nothing for E to just put this out and say we're doing it February 10th and could have been doing this shit for 6 months, prior. So it's of the Lord's mercies that we're not being consumed, man. Because by you even eating these foods, you're going off. You trying to, eat right. You're technically going off. Because you're still, as the scripture says, right? In the book of Ezekiel, we're eating our bread defiled amongst the heathen, man. This is Ezekiel 4 and 13. And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them, because this whole land is polluted, man. Right? So it says UV treated mealworm powder can be added to bread, cheese, pasta, and other food products under new regulation. The European Commission has approved a new food ingredient made from dried and ground mealworm larvae, the young form of beetles. The larva will be treated with ultraviolet UV light, a process similar to how sunlight helps human skin produce vitamin D. So here it is. He comes with the pseudoscience, to try to back his wickedness, right? It says the approval is part of the EU's plan to introduce more sustainable protein sources and allows up to 4% of the insect-based powder in products such as bread, cheese, pasta, and jams. The regulation takes effect on February 10th. Now, this is the thing, right? When we go into the book of Sirach, the 37th or the 39th chapter. So I think it's the 39th chapter. Yep, it's 39, right? So when we read this list, right, this is everything in which Esau is polluted, right? The principal uses for man's life, right? This Sirach 39 and 25. For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are fire. It's like our water, which water is the water that we're drinking. It doesn't have the natural minerals that it once had because Esau stripped the land of its minerals, such as the silver, the gold, the certain clays and dirts within the soil that was naturally filtering water, right? And on top of that, it's being plastic and it's like it's being bottled in plastic. And then he's adding chemicals to it, certain sulfates and sodium chlorates. They're being added to water. Sodium bicarbonates, all these different things are being added into your water, right? So that means the water you're drinking is defiled. The air you're breathing is defiled. Chemtrails and all different types of chemicals within it getting you sick. It says fire, iron, and salt, right? Even fire, which is a use for man's life to cook his food, Esau weaponizes it. That's why the scripture says, hey, he maketh fire come down from heaven, right? So he weaponizes fire, right? It says iron and salt, and even they have it says iron and salt, right? Salt, the salt, if you eating regular table salt, you know, the shit that come in the white packets, which are your utensils, hey, that's the worst salt to be eating, man. Right? You want to eat something like Celtic salt or Himalayan salt, which even in that, some of those are fake as well, right? But nevertheless, it says flour of wheat, and now you see he's putting bugs in it, honey. Hey, the honey in the bear is not real honey, man. That's all, what is it called? Not glucose. I believe it's corn syrup. It could be corn syrup and glucose, I mean, right? It says milk. Everybody knows about the pus, right? And the blood of the grape. Grapes are supposed to be the size of basketballs. The scriptures talk about, matter of fact, I'm going to just grab it. Cluster. Cluster of grapes. Or it may be bushel. Maybe bushel. 2 men and take. That is a cluster of grapes. Grapes. There it is right there, Slakia. Numbers 13. Numbers 13 and 23. It says, and they came unto the brook of Eshcol, and cut down from thence a branch with one cluster of grapes, and they bare it between two upon a staff. Hey, that's 2 people. They bare between 2 people upon a staff, and they brought of the pomegranates and of the figs. So a cluster of grapes used to be larger in size, and now, Slakia, grapes don't even have seeds anymore, man. To find grapes with seeds, even that, here it is, you're eating fruits and vegetables, and there's no seeds within those. Right? If you were watching the elders from Dallas, Apostle Ramlab was there. I believe Elder Damashapot was there as well. But they were saying, how back, when they were younger, that tomatoes used to be sweet, right? They spoke about how, their grandfathers and great uncles, would be on the porch eating tomatoes, like apples, because tomatoes used to taste sweet, man. Hey, and I can attest to that. My grandmother, she used to have a garden, and the tomatoes that I used to eat when they were younger, she'd like literally go grab a tomato, big ass tomato out the garden, and cut it right in half, and she'd sprinkle like a little salt on it, and we would just eat the tomatoes, man. And it was good. Now tomatoes don't really have flavor, and that's just a tomato. So everything else has, as the scripture says, the earth has gotten weaker in its age, which also means the increase from the land has gotten weaker, right? So going back to that in Sirach 39, right, the principal uses of man, right, how Esau has destroyed everything. And we're going to grab that in Revelation 11 and 18 as well. But this is Sirach 39. And, 27. All these things are for good to the godly, right? And that's why when once he gets taken out of power, everything is going to return to its full yield and increase, right? It says, so the sinners, they are turned to evil, right? So to get back to this article here, it says the decision follows a scientific opinion. And this is the thing. Esau has the resources in order for everyone to, to be eating right. He has the technology, if you want to say, to make sure that, people are healthy upon the earth. But what he does is he markets sicknesses. That's why the FDA is one and the same. The Food and Drug Administration are in the same sentence, the same acronym, because your food is now your drugs, right? And your drugs are within your food, right? That's why fast food is such a big business, right? Because what they're doing is they're telling you, oh, well, the commodity of you being able to get this so fast, what we're going to do? We're going to make sure it's the worst quality of food for you. And then we're going to hook you on these pharmakeas or the pharmaceuticals, which is witchcraft. And on top of that, the food that you're eating from these fast food places, hey, you can go deep in that, man. Yeah, your kid's meal is your kid's meal, I don't have to speak much on that. You know what it means, right? It says the decision follows a scientific opinion from the European Food Safety Authority, which found that UV-treated mealworm powder is safe at approved levels, right? And we understand even that the food that he approves has safe levels, it's still tarnished, right? Hey, that's why so many recalls on everything. Here it is. Lay's potato chips. A product that only requires potato and grease is now a category 1 recall. And those that are eating it, he's saying if you have them and you're eating them, it will cause death. Look it up. Category 1 recall is the strongest or the most deadly recall of a food. And Lay's chips are a category recall right now, right? So, something with potatoes and grease, right, are being recalled. So if he can't get that right, how much more is he messing up? Right? That's why it's of the Lord's mercies that we're not consumed. And now he's telling you, hey, it's time for y'all to eat worms. It's time for y'all to eat worms, man. Because I'm tired of the cost of cattle and to process the meat is too much. The cost of chickens and to process the meat is too much. We're going to cut down. You're going to start eating these worms because it's better for the environment. This is the same devil that told you, hey, cows farting is a problem that's causing bad effects on the earth. Cows farting, right? Not him polluting, the ground and where the cows are feeding. Not him pumping the cows with all different types of chemicals. Not the air being polluted that the cows have to breathe in. No, the cows themselves, natural a way of passing gas is now something that's causing too many effects on the earth. This is why this nigga has to go, man. It says the EFSA noted that while UV treatment enhances vitamin D3 content, it does not significantly contribute to dietary intake. However, the agency warned that some people, including those with allergies to shellfish or dust mites, could experience reactions to mealworm proteins and suggested more research in this area. So here it is. He don't even care. The fact that people can have allergic reactions to this, hey, he's still going to put it in the food. It says in response, the European Commission has mandated clear labeling for foods containing mealworm powder. Packages must state contains, but this is the thing. Even though he's saying it is going to read containing this and that, it's so many more ingredients in the food that don't get posted on the labels. If we knew exactly what we'd be eating, we wouldn't be eating. If you knew exactly what was in your food, Jacob be fasting until they die. Because we are eating everything defiled. Everything you drink is defiled. Everything. Your vegetables aren't pure. What they call organic ain't organic. Esau's told you, yeah, we are chemically breaking down these bodies and spraying them on your crops. And there's nothing you can do about it. That's why the scripture says what it says, man. This is just another reason why this devil got to go, man. Because he's telling you just take it. What you going to do about it? You got to come to me for the one of all things. You trying to eat? Well, guess what? You got to go through my markets. Oh, you want to go through farmers markets? Guess what? Hey, we tainted those too. We got forever chemicals in the ground. We got Monsanto seeds. Right? that'll take over your crops. This is Revelation 11 and 18. It says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints and them that fear thy name, Salakia, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Because he is messing up everything, man. Right? This is Proverbs 29 and 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, right? And not just the people, the whole earth is at mourning. And that's why the scriptures tell us, hey, when the Israelites are back in power, hey, when Yasharallah is back in power, starting with Yahweh Shai, King David the 12, and the rest of the elect, that the earth is going to be at rest, that the trees are going to break forth into singing, man, because it's going to be peace, rule, and righteous rulers established on the earth, man, right? This wicked ruler, makes everything under him degenerate. It says the decision aligns with the food and agricultural organizations push for insects as a sustainable protein source. Now, it's certain bugs you can't eat, like locusts, right? John the Baptist ate locusts and honey. But even in that, a lot of Jake are freaked out by the fact that you can eat, locusts, right? Being that it's not familiar to them in this captivity, right? But in the ancient days, it was a source of protein, man, right? Now, mealworms is not lawful. And here it is. He's putting it in your food and forcing you to eat it, right? It says, push for insects as a sustainable protein source. Compared to traditional livestock, insects require less land, water, and feed while producing fewer greenhouse gases, making them a more eco-friendly option. And here it is. This devil is telling you, well, we want to be more eco-friendly while he's poisoning you and the land, right? Animals and all. But you got to be more eco-friendly. You got to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Right? Showing you the hypocrisy. It says the WEF has also promoted insect consumption as a sustainable alternative to meat, meaning he'd rather have you eat 2 bowls of crickets, 2 bowls of worms, than some lamb chops, than some chicken wings. It says in 2021, it described insect farming as a green solution to the growing problem, emphasizing its protein and fertilizing benefits. In 2022, the WEF outlined 5 ways eating insects can combat climate change by reducing greenhouse gas emissions linked to livestock farming. That's the point. Insects have been a long part of diets in Africa, Asia, and Latin American countries. Like Mexico and Thailand regularly consume crickets, grasshoppers, and beetles. Singapore approved 16 insect species for human consumption. In the U.S. and Canada, insects are classified as novel foods and require regulatory approval. But you just see what this devil is up to, man. Hey, we got to get up out of here. Hey, because he's going to get to the point where you're not going to even be eating insects, but you're going to be eating the carcasses of each other, right? And really, hey, that's already happening if you understand, right? So, Lord willing, matter of fact, before I even close out, I want to grab this in the book of Sirach 10, right? Because it speaks about how that change of guard or the change of authority has to occur, right? Because the earth is defiled under inhabitants thereof, man, right? Hey, as the Elder Shaquat say in his count, Esau treat the earth and its inhabitants like a rental car that's not in his name, right? This is Sirach 10 at the top. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. A wise judge, we understand Esau is the opposite. He's a wicked beast, man, the basest of men. It says, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered, right? A prudent man is one who has the foresight and the wisdom in order to rule. It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. And that's why the earth is in a wicked vibration, with the inhabitants of the earth being rebellious, because you have the king of rebellion at the top, right? It says, an unwise king destroyed this people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. And this is the point 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time, he will set over it one that is profitable. And Esau's rule is almost at an end, man. Or at the end of this devil's reign, and soon, world without end. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the body. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakakwadash. A double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone, And the sincere Shalom tell you I can bring out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.